Hello everyone and welcome back to my Killer Marathon, a series where I was supposed to invite my friends to watch me play games Killer on SharePlay, but this probably very sluggy gameplay belongs to my good friend Kortace with me today. How are you, man?
Not too bad. Feeling pretty juicy, pretty well. How are you?
Good. How sluggy does this gameplay get?
Look, I can't say there's not slugs.
Yeah.
But I try my hardest to make the kitty survivors have some fun.
If you
But
get
there is a bit
some...
of slugging
Yeah.
because you got to slug,
Well,
or
so
you
far
lose and get
these...
demolished.
Yeah. So far these chainsaws are upsetting me. The hitbox one and then that one through the pallet, I just... Yeah, okay,
The day
there we
was
go.
just too good.
Yeah. Uh, anyways, so before we get into Dead by Daylight talk, I wanted to talk about the rumors that have been going around about you. People have been
Oh,
saying that you look exactly like Leonardo DiCaprio, and now we've video chatted before, so
hmm
I feel like I'm probably one of the better suited people to say yes, you're the spitting image of Leonardo DiCaprio. It's uncanny.
exactly. I There's no debate. I am Leonardo DiCaprio, just that plays DBD and doesn't go outside much and doesn't make good movies. And yeah.
So basically the same. Yeah, I'll put an image of you and of Leonardo DiCaprio on screen, and people can make up their minds at home. So leave a comment if you think they look alike or not. But anyways,
Look, if you can spot the difference, I will um, give you 54 Auric cells. How about that?
okay.
Oh, look at this
So
hook
there's some
glitch, by the way.
stakes now. Yeah. Okay, this is
I
good.
love that. So, do you know that glitch? You can't. You have to be like in this perfect little pixel in order to hook them. It's great.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Very fun.
um, so yeah, on a DBD talk, my first question is, what do you think of where DBD's at right now?
Um. Okay. Well, before this new chapter came out,
Mm,
I thought it was in a pretty good spot. The queue times had been roughed out with the crossplay. But this particular update, while it's done quite a lot of good, has like the most bugs I've ever seen.
really?
So if they get them sorted out, then it could be really good. Like one of the best it's been in a while. Um, but at the moment, with all the bugs, like half the kills are unplayable. There's a lot of maps that are just really laggy. That could just be a console thing.
Yeah, I mean
Um,
it still matters.
yeah,
Like we play on console, it's like doesn't matter.
especially when you've got PC Master Race players just shredding you up
Shitting
on
on
like
you.
200 frames. Yeah, it's pay to win. I hate it. But
I
other than
haven't
that, I think
been.
it's fine.
Yeah, I
Sorry.
haven't been playing lately. I've been on a bit of a break, which is why we've got your gameplay here. But
Yeah,
what
that's the
what kind
slogan
of
for you, by the way.
what's your favorite bug at the moment? Oh yeah, hell yeah. What's your favorite bug that we've got at the moment that you can tell me about?
My favorite bug is oh, you'll see it maybe in this game. You go and try and chainsaw a pallet, like you try and fake the chainsaw break,
Mm.
and the survivor leaves the next pallet, and then maybe they recognize you do that, so you actually break the pallet. But for some reason, your chainsaw doesn't break the pallet.
You bump?
Yeah, you bump,
That's
and it's really fun
perfect.
and interactive. And I hope they change the fact that chainsaws break wood, like they do in real life, and make it so you get stunned, because I think that's a big
Yeah,
bug.
I
Yeah,
think you should bounce back many meters off of the
yeah,
wood and
yeah,
also
like
get
the
stunned.
trampoline.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
they should
Um,
hire you.
literally. That's what this is all about. This is a ploy.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. There's a lot of like auto aim issues with Billy at the moment too.
yeah, I'm sensing that watching this
Yeah,
this gameplay. I mean, oh, love the dead heart there. What?
yeah,
What was
yeah.
that?
See, that's what I like to call classic aim assist. Literally going for it. I don't know if it's like
uh,
it's got the ghost or like phantom source. I think they call it. It's like, yep, you've got the chainsaw, good on you, and then it's like, yeah, nah, we don't want to reward you with
I
that kill.
remember back in the day when sprint burst would proc mid chase. That would happen. You would chainsaw
hmm
into them and they'd sprint burst away at the same time. Uh, it's yeah. I don't know. I don't know why we play this shit. Um, anyways, so um, when did you feel like Dead by Daylight was at its best? Would you say like before this latest update, was it the best that it's been?
Um, when crossplay came out, you definitely could say it was at its best. I think, but there's still like a lot of killers that just are straight up unfun to verse, like Spirit, Freddy to a degree, Pyramid Head. I'm not sure if you played against him that much. There's just
Yeah,
a lot of
Pyramid
killers
Head,
that.
I've not faced too many, but I think where I have, it's been kind of annoying being realizing it's like, okay, so it's just like a 50-50. You either drop the pallet and take the hit, or you don't drop the pallet and take the hit.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a 50-50. It's like no matter what they do,
Yeah,
unless they miss the sword in the ground up, they get it. Like it's like a 95-5 to the Pyramid Head.
right, I'm with you.
Yeah. So like, there's no like with Huntress, if you put your hatchet away, there's like a cooldown.
Yeah,
If you put your thing down, your sword out like out of the ground as Pyramid Head, there's no cooldown, there's no punishment. So yeah, it's a little bit unfun because no matter what you do, it just takes like your skill out of it. It's all about the Pyramid Head skill, which isn't healthy for the game. It's why people hate Spirit. But other
yeah,
than
I've
that,
heard.
maybe like when Clown came out, that big overhaul they did.
Yeah, when they introduced the store,
Yeah.
and
See, yeah,
yeah,
like that's when I came around into the game, and maybe it's nostalgia hitting me. But I think that was pretty good. Or when Ash came out, I thought that was pretty fun. I don't know, everyone was like pretty hyped. Oh my god,
what
Ash, bro.
what was it about that time that made, like, do you reckon it's just nostalgia, or is it something about the game's balance, or like the friends that you played with at the time?
Definitely that last one. I think like the community there was just, at least the PS4 OC community was like everyone was swiffing, everyone's like pretty happy, everything's pretty chill. It was pretty fun. It was like fun, happy games. Yeah, the queue times were still shit. Um,
But yeah, we didn't know any better really. It's just how it was.
yeah. It's just like you play DBD, you get 10-minute queue times. It got worse though, the queue times. Like when Ash came out, it was like maybe 5 minutes. And I was like, oh my god, a 6-minute queue. And then like up to 3 months ago before crossplay, 20-minute queues weren't out of the ordinary. You know.
Yeah. Um.
What about you? What did you think was the best time in Dead by Daylight?
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think it comes down to the community for me as well, not so much like the game's balance or anything like that. It comes down to my experiences with the people. Um,
Yeah.
for me. But when you first started playing DBD, it was you got it. Did you get it when it was free?
Yeah, with PlayStation Plus, yeah.
That's right. Yeah, and you and some of like your friends from real life were playing it together.
Yeah, we'd go and like quiffs and just switch around the killer. Like if you've got the least amount of points, you can play killer next. And God, it was so different. You played the game so differently back then. There's more hide and seek than Gen Rush and Teabag the killer.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like once you learn the meta, it just changes how you play inevitably. Um,
Yeah. Well, you're not scared to see the killer. If the killer sees you, it's like, good, no, my teammates can do gens. You
yeah,
know?
exactly. There's times where it's the right play to be in chase, and it's a good
Yeah.
thing. Um, I
Oh, look at this funny
love.
glitch.
Yes,
Look
I
at this.
love that. Wait, what was this? This is new.
Yeah, this is funny glitch. So if you try to open a locker while they're exiting it,
Uh,
you get stuck. Luckily, I've seen people get stuck inside the locker and they can't do anything.
oh
Luckily, I was stuck
fuck.
outside it, so I was able to reset myself. But yeah, that's one of the 20 glitches in the game that's really fun. This David, poor David, gets crossed out
Yeah,
twice. That's it.
that was great. Um, yeah, it definitely when you first start playing it's a lot more hide and seek, and then you get just not scared of the killer anymore. Um, which I find funny enough. Like I definitely get more of a more anxiety playing survivor than killer these days. Like the rush of being chased is more for me than the rush of like trying to chase four people and like win the game or whatever. I think it's something to do with me not really trying so hard to win anymore, but Um, it's not that the killer's scary, but it's a lot of pressure to not fuck up as a survivor.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, it's like the fun of it's like comes and goes because it's like a bit too strategical. Like if you mess up once as killer, you lose the game. If you mess up once as survivor, you'll get unhooked with borrowed time and have decisive strike and unbreakable, and it's all happy days. It's just it's a different game, and that's fine. You know, like it's fine that killer can be a bit more strategical, survivor's the more casual game.
Yeah, it
Um,
makes sense.
yeah, there's no
Um,
I don't think there's a problem with that.
on that note about borrowed time and decisive and stuff like that, what would you say about the like when it comes to the quality of the game right now? You talked about like the queue times especially, but how about balance wise? What do you think stands out to you right now as something that like needs looking at or changing, or what's the biggest issue balance wise right now, if
Other than
any?
the obvious, like keys and mores, which it's not an original thought to say keys and mores need changing. But I think like the meta's just been stale. Like it doesn't fluctuate. Like you go to any other game, there's a balance patch that changes everything every 3 months.
Mm.
You'd be lucky in this game to get a DBD patch that changes one perk that's been terrible for 4 years, and now it's instead of being terrible, it's slightly niche. I think that's the problem. It's not the perks themselves, which they are a bit of a problem at the moment. Like the second chance perks, it's not really fun. It's like, oh my god, I hit a skill check, therefore you lose. It's it's just like if DS was meta for like a month, and then I don't know, lightweight the perk was meta for another month. That would
Mm.
be fun. You're always changing it up.
Yeah,
Either that or like every perk's viable.
right. Which, with how many fucking perks they have, that'd be difficult to
Yeah.
develop, I'm sure, and design. But it'd be fun having just the ability to pick any fucking four perks you want. Just do a random perk generator and have a good build. Um,
I know you pick like four random perks, they don't synergize at all. Like
yeah.
one wants you to heal all the teammates, one wants you to stay on the gens, one's you want to urban evade.
Mm.
Like which is fine because you can build a build. Um, but there's just a lot of perks that are just like they're so niche. They are so
Yeah.
specific. Like, oh, if the killer takes a protection hit, you gain 3% extra movement speed and see the aura of the other survivor. Like, it's just, and then that goes on cooldown for 3 minutes. Like, it's just, oh, the like philosophy of perks nowadays is disgusting, in my opinion.
I think what's
But
interesting about that take, that shifting the meta would be good for the game, is that reminds me of what it's like to first play the game. Is when people know the game inside and out. I think that's where some of the that surprised me. Sorry, it took me off guard. David just vaulting straight into the chainsaw.
borrowed time though.
Yeah. Um, it 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 definitely it doesn't take it all the way back to the hide and seek uh, version of the game, but I think the problem with Dead by Daylight's balance, for in my opinion, to an extent, is that once everyone knows what's going on, the game kind of falls apart. It's the mystery and like the horror, not horror, but like the killer should be scary in different ways. Like, that's why I thought Dark Devotion's such like one of my favorite perks, because it just mixes up how people play. It keeps them on their toes and it's unpredictable. And as an asymmetrical game, I think unpredictability is uh is probably for the better. I don't know. What do you think?
No, I like that. Like it's when you first go, it's like, oh my god, guys, the killer's here, the killer's here. Oh my god, guys, hide in the bush, hide in the bush. Now it's like, oh, the killer's here. Okay, we've got 2 points over here, 3 points over there. There's a nice window over there. I can look in there for 3 minutes there. It's just like so different, and they've actually started to introduce a lot more perks that make you undetectable, which is great.
Yeah, I think they're the best ones, honestly. And I think what you said about the bushes, unless you're on the friggin' saloon map, let's not go there with those bushes. But yeah, um, I think part of what had me burnt out on DBD recently was just knowing the game too well to the point that everything becomes almost like an equation of like time management, of um, being efficient and things like that. Uh, Sort of the fun of mind games is the mystery and the unpredictability of them to an extent. It's like the opportunity to do something unexpected. Um, but for me, I've definitely been burnt out thinking like mind games are all just like 50-50s and like it's kind of just um, it's more to do with like perks and um,
Yeah. Well, you
generators
can
and
get
I don't know.
loot for 5 seconds, but if you have the four best perks in the game, you can still win.
Yeah. Um, so I don't know. That's an
Here's the
interesting.
thing, though: the hide and seek is fun, like on its
Yeah.
own. But it's like you don't play at red ranks to hide and seek. You know,
No.
like if you versed four blenders that are hiding and seeking, it's just so boring.
Mhm.
And if you don't have whispers or surveillance, you're just like, oh my god, I can't be bothered. I just want to chase.
I mean,
But then there's
that's
times where you want to do that, you know. So
yeah,
it's like two different games. You got this like the chase, the fun. Like it's the action packed. Like, oh my god, is he gonna kill me? Is she gonna kill me? Is she gonna mind game this? And then you got the fun like hide and seek because you know hide and seek's fun. You know, you'll play it at school, in the
yeah. Dead by
streets.
Daylight really is like a lot of children's games merged into one, um,
Yeah,
which is I think why it's so fucking good because it's games everyone already knows and thinks of that it's fun. Um,
yeah.
yeah, put into a video game for everyone to play, and the I think what's interesting what you said about um, sometimes you want one thing, sometimes you want another, and there are different perks that lend themselves to different kinds of gameplay. Um, it's hard to like. I think there is some unpredictability where uh, the game definitely already excels in being unpredictable and different every time. Part of what makes it so unique is that you never know. The maps are so different in terms of how they're played by survivors, um, and perks and stuff like that change it so much. You can run the same build 10 games in a row, and you don't know for sure. You never have an idea how it's gonna go as killer. Like what kind of survivors you're gonna get. Whether because if you get the four blendettes and you don't have whispers, you're cooked. But if you get four really aggressive neon Nias, and you've got whispers, it doesn't really serve that much of a purpose if they're all like running at you the whole game.
Yeah, you'd rather like infectious fright, so you know where they're going for the flashlight save. Yeah,
Yeah, and there's games where infectious fright procs once or twice, but they're prepared for it and it's not an issue, or they're all split up, split pressure. You get all the gens done. You're the a killer who can't get across the map quickly. You never know. The
yeah.
game's pretty freaking random, huh?
The funny thing is like you can have this versus the same survivors, use the same builds, play on the same map, and you can win or lose depending on like the tile spawns and where the pallets spawn and all that.
Yeah,
And
it
that's what
feels
I
that
don't
way.
like is how RNG the game is. That's why tournaments don't really work. I know there's a tournament on the weekend, Hexy's tournament, but
Hmm.
it just can't work. Like the same, like you need like map seeds like you do in Minecraft that like have set pallets here, set tiles, set totems.
Yeah, if you want to go the competitive route, but I think that's the funny thing with DBD is no one. It's like this weird tug of war between it's a casual game, but we all love it so much and play it so often. It's like it it's there's such a big gap between good and not so good players that it feels like it almost lends itself to a competitive scene, but the game itself is just not built for that. So
It's
it's
like competitively casual.
yeah,
I know that sounds stupid. That's like how I'd
uh,
describe it. Like you're all just sitting back laughing in the Swift, but you're playing quote unquote sweaty.
yeah.
You're
Like
playing
my
to
heart's
win.
beating when I'm like being chased by the killer and it's like a really good chase and it's like, am I gonna get hit through this fucking pallet? I mean, just like, is this mind game gonna pay off? Like I hide in the corner and juke back and just like getting away with dumb shit's my favorite. It's like laughing
Yeah,
like, how did that work? Um,
yeah, exactly.
yeah. Um,
Well, because like if you're just versing like a really like terrible killer that doesn't push your limits at all, then what's the fun of it? You know? If you're just going into a game and you know you're going to win, there's no fun in that. That's why like competitively casual, I think, is like the best way to put it. Because you're not, sweating out there like, okay, alpha team over in the L4 coordinate, do the jump for 34 seconds. He will get the down. Like, no,
Yeah,
you know,
no.
it's so different.
I mean, I play with Beck and Chloe, and like that's the most casual. It's frustratingly casual for me, if I'm honest with you. But
Calling them out
calling them out big time. Up,
live here
up.
in the
Yeah.
Kilo Marathon.
Mhm.
That's fine, but it's like if I had to describe it as casual or competitive, it's a casual game.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just too RNG to really be a competitive game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the gameplay is coming to an end, so
Yeah. Fuck these kids up.
yeah, you really did. I've not my last few games I was playing recently. I just was having trouble pipping, to be honest with you, or just safetying. I was getting 3 stacks and losing. I was not playing sweaty like Kortace.
No.
I need to change it up. But anyways, thanks for coming on the Killer Marathon. It's
It's
been
my
really good
pleasure.
having you.
Yeah, you too.
So,
Thank you very much.
just real quick before we go, if you could just instruct everyone to like and subscribe to my shit, because they don't really listen when I tell them to. They don't respect me enough. But
Guys, I'm being held at gunpoint. Don't like and subscribe, please. No, don't do it. No, he's a great friend of mine. Known him for a while, and he's got some good content coming up.
wow, okay, thank you. I believe you. That was definitely
Yeah.
very organic, and this isn't awkward at all.
Yeah, this isn't awkward at all. You didn't give me a script or anything. No.
No, all right. I don't know. Bye, bye,
Goodbye.
bye,
Have fun. Good
bye.
luck. Baby E's killer. And by the way, it's Kortace, but I'm not gonna bust your balls over
Kortace. Well, that's embarrassing.
it.